So I want to show you the sticker making process, or at least the beginning portion with the artwork. So each one's going to be a slightly different. So I took this one here and I took just the body, did this one here. Let me start with another person's just to kind of show you. So what I'm doing is I'm working on getting them to be all about the same size on here. And then I'm going around and I'm creating this outline to be the outside edge of the sticker. So let's go ahead and open up another one. Me, Control O. I'm going to the folder that I made of the ones that I've downloaded. Let's go ahead and grab this next one. So what I do is I go into each one of these and I check the layers. Okay, so temporarily I'm going to drop the shadows behind. I'm going to grab these pieces. There we go. I'm going to copy. Looks like I'm running out of memory on my computer. That's why it's kind of missing some of the stuff. Then once I move it over to here, I scale it down. So I'm just holding down the Control and the Shift. I go in and get rid of this piece that I don't need right now. And I get it about centered on the document. And then I use the Alt or Option key and Shift as I'm dragging down. What that will do is that will keep it about proportional, slightly outside of the artboard. So I'm going to go in and modify that slightly. And kick that over. Excellent. Okay, so now here's the part to create the outline. It's what's known as doing an offset path. But what I have to do is I have to highlight this entire thing. I copy it, I paste it in front, and then I'm going to unite. So what that does is that creates kind of the main outline there. Then I'm going to go around and just check to see if there's anything that's really funky. Not too bad. Sometimes it'll come up if you use the pencil tool. It will come up with just straight lines, or if you did strokes, it'll come up with straight lines. All right. And then now I'm going to click on that. I'm going to switch this to, actually, I'm going to leave that solid. I'm going to go to Object Path, and I'm going to go to, actually, let me release. There we go. I'm going to choose this quick action that's down here called Offset Path. I'm going to do Offset Path. I already know that I want it to be 0.07 inches because that seems to be about a good distance based on this size. I can hit preview and you can see what it does. It makes it larger, but right now it's set as a fill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse it. And what that does is that offsets it so that it's now just the stroke. And then I'm going to grab the stroke. Looks like I ended up accidentally grabbing a background. Let's grab here. And I'm going to eyedropper up the same color and width that I used before. And then I'll go in and figure out what the heck happened here. It looks like there was some odd shape or something that was in there that was causing a problem. Every time I open up a new document, it'll have something slightly different. Just gonna make that slightly bigger. And now I can check to make sure that the edges aren't too sharp or too tiny. Looks like I need to move that down just a little bit more. And that's what I'll do for the first one. Now I'll try a different one. Let's see. Each one has its own unique things that I have to consider. So I'm going to delete that stuff off. I'm going to group it, copy it, bring it over, paste it, ungroup, because it looks like there's a gray box. Not sure where that's coming from. Interesting. Again, I think it might be my computer. There we go. Shrink this down. The talking is exciting, isn't it? I just realized I stopped talking when I work on this. So what I'm doing is I'm modifying the artboards for each one, trying to keep them all about the same size, but they're not going to be perfectly set. Looks like I forgot that finger. It's too close to that edge. There we go. Okay, so then I'll repeat the same exact process. So once I get it centered about the size that I'm looking for, then I copy it, paste in front, unify. I go in and decide I'm not going to want these middle portions cut out. So here's another instance when doing the offset path. It's going to be a little funky. So what I'm doing is I'm drawing new shapes inside of here just to fill those in. And then what I can do is I can go back in, grab those two pieces, unite those. Then once those are united, then I can do the offset path, flip it, eyedropper it, and then go back in and delete that group that I made. I don't know why. Oh, it's because of the white line that was here. I was wondering, why is that giving me this like swoop? So now what I'm going to do is, even though this was white and the background is white, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and modify her original drawing a little bit. Those pieces. And instead of doing pure white, I'm going to do a slight gray. That way we can actually see the line afterwards. Now I'm noticing that because of the offset path, the artboard is not big enough. So drag that one over. And I will repeat that process over and over and over again for each of the U's that you made.